There will be no peace. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. That's the true power of heaven and earth. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying video. And as you see, I got this article where it says Trump promises Iran will have to pay the price after claiming Tehran, which is the capital of Iran, missed the chance to negotiate. The bully of the Middle East is dead. And as you see, Trump put on his Truth Social, he put Iran's military is a complete and total mess. Much of it, like their Navy and Air Force, doesn't even exist anymore. And he's just been lying. He's been saying their military has been defeated. And he said yesterday, I was seeing reports, he was saying that it's going to be over in 2 weeks, which they've been saying that since before the start of the war. They said it would only be like 2 weeks. You know, they thought it was going to be another Venezuela operation. But, you know, he says they have been completely defeated, which is another lie. Iran is all talking, no action. The bully of the Middle East is dead. They've taken too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price. President Donald J. Trump. And for the past few days, Trump has been saying, you know, we've been speaking with them. A deal is close. We almost got a deal. Just lying, which he's been saying that for weeks. We got a deal, you know. Iran is ready to sign this deal, and they've agreed to this and that. And then Iran will come out and say, that's a lie. We never agreed to anything. So this dude, he's just lying, man. And it was like a day or two ago. Well, yeah, 2 days ago, when Israel responded to an Iranian attack because Israel is breaking the ceasefire agreement by hitting Beirut. Okay. Because that's supposed to be a ceasefire on all fronts. That's a part of the agreement. But, you know, Trump was saying he spoke with Bibi and he was going to command him not to attack, and that Bibi agreed to not attack, and then they attacked anyway. And then Trump was saying, yeah, they agreed to stop attacking each other. You know, we're trying to get a deal. And then they had a helicopter go in the Strait of Hormuz, which you had no business being over there. And it got shot down allegedly by Iran. And now Trump yesterday was saying, yeah, we're doing self-defense strikes. And they've been hitting Iran, and they attacked 2 of their water facilities. So, you know, this thing is taking another turn, man. And then Iran immediately retaliated. Okay, I believe they even went as far to attack U.S. bases in Jordan, which reports say Jordan shot them down. But, you know, that's what they always going to say. All right, they're not going to admit that they got hit, right? But, so like it for that. But yeah, so, you know, this just goes to show you that there's not going to be any peace, and this war is not going to stop. All right, you even have analysts that say that, like Larry Johnson. He's always saying, yeah, you know, I don't see an end to this. All right, and what Trump has been doing, he's been manipulating the markets. You know, saying that everything is all right, the war is coming to an end, and it's been causing oil to go down slightly. It's been causing the markets to go up. Okay, but now that this is all happening, I'm expecting oil to jump back up. Okay, I'm expecting the markets to bleed. Okay, I'm expecting, you know, according to Colonel Douglas McGregor, the way we running through the oil reserves here in America, hey, we're going to be out of reserves by the end of August. Okay, so, you know, inflation is getting ready to go up even more. All right, gas is getting ready to go up more. Okay, Everything is lining up to bring a total collapse. And meanwhile, they got you people distracted with the whole Carmelo situation, with the NBA finals, and different distractions. But let me get into the scriptures. All right, doing a lot of babbling. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right. See, when the Lord come, he's going to catch all these people off guard, even though they've been told. That's the ironic thing about it. The Lord got his men, his prophets, telling you, what's going on and how all of these events is going to lead to the return of Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yet people are still going to be caught unaware, which we don't know the exact day, hour, and second he's coming. But we know, according to the prophecies, once the MOTB gets pushed mandatory, all right, and we're going to be, at that time, we're going to be already deep in this war. The war of Armageddon has already started. But, by the time they fully push in the MOTB and it's made mandatory, we should be deep into it. Okay, and we know once the MOTB is made mandatory, from that, once it gets to the point where you're getting put to death if you don't take it, we know Yahushua could come any day. Okay? And when we see the chariots, Lord willing, we're of the elect, and we make it to the end and we be delivered. When we see the fathership, Yahushua said, when you see these things, lift your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. But he's coming as a thief upon these people, because these people don't know what's going on. They think it's going to be a 7-year tribulation. It's going to be Satan and his angels versus the Lord and his angels here on earth. Just some shit that's not even in the scriptures, man, that they think is going to happen. But reading on, it says, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's what Trump, he's been constantly saying that. We're getting a peace deal, we're getting a deal, we're getting an agreement. They've agreed to do this, they've agreed to do that, and it's all been lies. Okay? But sudden destruction is coming. Now, this war is, the ceasefire agreement has been broken many times. And Iran has repeatedly warned if they break it, they're going to attack. Now, Iran has emerged as the leader of the so-called Middle East, because now they're saying if Yemen gets hit, who did I hear say this? I think it was Douglas McGregor yesterday. If Yemen gets hit, if Hezbollah gets hit, which is operating out of Lebanon, that's why Iran told them, they need to stop. Told the Tiny Tots they can't hit Lebanon. Okay, I believe Gaza is in there too. They told them to stop doing that. Pretty much Iran is saying if any of the fronts, if them Tiny Tots attack any of those fronts, that Iran will attack. So, the power has shifted greatly. They're running the Strait of Hormuz, which they completely shut it down now. They also caused a closure through Yemen, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. I know I'm not saying it right, but that's 12% of world trade goes through there. That's shut down. Okay, so now on Tiny Tots, they can't get any ships through there. So, it's a lot going on right now, man. Okay, so we're not in the time of peace. This is Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked, who is the wicked Esau Edom. We're not in the time of peace. We're in the time of war. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. Okay? Jump into verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. So we're in the time of war. We're not in the time of peace. The time of peace isn't going to be until Yahweh Shai established his kingdom through the throne of David here on earth. Okay? Then there will be peace. But we're in the time of war, man. And not only are we in the time of a major world war, the War of Armageddon, which we would call World War III, we're also on the brink of civil unrest. Okay, and it's really going to explode once the economy fully collapses, once inflation turns into hyperinflation. We're really going to see, crime skyrocket through the roof to the point where a lot of these officers, they going to turn that badge in, and the first ones that's going to do it are going to be women. Because there's going to be so many reports of police officers getting beat, mainly female police officers too. They're going to be getting pulled out of their uniform. Great. Hey, man, it's going to be wild. And reality is going to hit everybody. A woman is going to know she's a woman, and a man is going to know he's a man. All right? Everything, see, this whole gender war and women thinking they better than men, and you got these Hollywood movies of women beating up 20, 30 dudes, and men, acting like women. Everything just all fucked up. But when all hell breaks loose, when survival kicks in, biology is going to reset. So women are going to look for a strong man that can provide and protect. And they're going to be willing to do whatever to be with that man. And the chief man that they're going to desire is going to be the servants of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Because you will be more precious than fine gold. Because not only do you have this wisdom, knowledge, and this understanding, which is precious, okay, but also you're going to have divine intervention, divine protection, a divine covering from Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Psalms 91 goes into that greatly, okay? But we're in a time of war, all right, which is going to lead to the complete downfall of Esau, Edom, okay? Because this war isn't going to stop, all right? It's going to continue up until the Lord returns, and even in the midst of Yahweh Shai's return, these nations are going to stop fighting each other, and they're going to fight against our Lord and the angels. And it ain't even going to be a fight. It's just going to be an embarrassment for you nations. Okay, but, these nations, they're going to shoot off their nuclear missiles. Okay, Babylon the Great will be wiped off the face of the earth. Will become the biggest desert on the planet. Our land will get cleaned up. All right, we'll get nuked up. Okay. And, the Lord is going to have it to where the elect is going to see it from the fathership. Okay. And it will be a transition of kingdoms. So this war is leading up to your downfall. All right. It will be your downfall. I believe it was Albert Einstein that said World War III will be fought with fire and World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Pretty much what he was saying is that after World War III, there will be no more wars. All right, which is true because the head honcho, the elite nation, the Israelites, we will be the superior nation over all you heathens, and we will enslave you. All right, so there won't be any more wars. Okay, and even after that 1,000 years of slavery, Esau gonna be done away with. But you heathens, you will get your land, but you still gonna be subservient to us. You still gonna bow to us. All right, you still gonna keep our laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so let me grab this in 2nd Esdras 9. It's clear as day Esau is on his way out. All right, this nigga he's the new nigga. You got Trump walking out of interviews and shit. Esau is the new nigga, man. The curses is hitting Esau. This 2nd Esdras chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, which that's the time we're in. The Heavenly Father is visiting this place. And how is he known? Through his judgments. Psalms 9 and 16. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, there's all kind of earthquakes happening down there every day. All right, you just had one. It was like an 8.1 earthquake. I think it was in the Philippines. Then you had like a 5.2 earthquake in Iran. Okay, so all these earthquakes is going on. It says, in uproars of the people in the world. We got uproars of the people everywhere, man. Now Jake is roused up with this whole Carmelo situation. Okay, racial division is at an all-time high. It's mainly on the internet though, you know, on Twitter, but it's gonna manifest into real life as people's lives get harder. You know, you Edomites, man, you got way bigger problems than to be looking down on Jake, to be hating Jake. You got way bigger problems ahead of you. All right, your president is getting ready to send your ass to war, man. To send your children to war, man. Okay? You know, you got a lot to worry about, man. You've been bamboozled. And them tiny tots don't give a damn about y'all. They look at y'all as Goyim. Here it is, y'all the same people. You know, they did give you white privileges, but, you know, that shit is garbage now. You know, so a lot of you Edomites, you starting to feel it. You know, you got Edomites complaining on the internet, crying, you know, about how their life is just going to shit and they can't take it anymore. Well, oh well, nigga. This is your world. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So it's clear that this is the end of Esau, man. We're in the end of his world. I'm gonna end it with that. The second Esdras chapter 6 verse 7. Then Esdras said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So we're in the end of Esau's world. All right, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And these Edomites, they can feel it, man. They can feel that we're in a Jakeover, and that's why they mad. They like, we need to take our country back. We need to make America white again. You know, we need to put these people back in slavery. You know, Jake ain't going back in the bondage, man. All right. And the solution that the elites have for you will be that MOTB. If you want to get normalcy back, you want to get your life back, take this device. And everything can be all right. You know, everything will be AI. Robots will work. You don't have to worry. You can stay home. You can get the UBI. You know, that will be the solution. A lot of people going to take it. A lot of people it's going to sound good to them. Because they don't have hope. See, we got hope. All right? Scriptures say we are saved by hope. We got something to look forward to. Our faith, we truly believe this, man. That we got something greater coming. So, it's over for Esau, man. He's in his end. But Lord willing, this was an edifying video. With that, I'm going to say shalom.